I bet you haven't heard it like this before. Once upon a time, there was a family of pigs. There was a mama pig and a daddy pig and 3 little pigs. Well, one day the 3 little pigs decided to move away from their mom and dad's house. So they moved out and they all built their own house. One little pig, he quickly built a house of straw. Then he went to play. The second pig, he quickly built a house of sticks. And then he went to play. The third pig, he took his time and he built a house of bricks. A really strong house of bricks. One day, someone came to town. Do you know who came to town?
The big bad wolf.
The big bad wolf. And you know what? The wolf was hungry. He wanted to eat some pigs. He wanted some bacon and some pork chops and some ham. He wanted to eat some pigs. So he went to the house of the first little pig, the pig that had the straw house, and he knocked on the door. And he said, little pig, let me in. The little pig said, not by the hair of my chinny chin chin. Well, then the big bad wolf, he said, if you don't open this door, I'm gonna hug, and I'm gonna punch, and I'm gonna blow your house down. Well, the little pig, he did not open the door. So the big bad wolf, he hugged, and he punched, and he blew that straw house down. The little pig was standing there in a pile of straw. He took off running. Do you know where he ran?
To the other pig's house.
He ran to his brother's house. The brother that had the stick house. And you know who followed him?
The big bad wolf.
The big bad wolf. Well, he got to the stick house and he knocked on the door. And he said, little pigs, let me in. And the little pig said, not by the hair of our chinny chin chin. Then the wolf, he said, you don't let me in? I'm gonna hug, I'm gonna punch, and I'm gonna blow your house down. Well, the little pigs, they did not let him in. So the big bad wolf, he hugged, and he punched, and he blew that stick house down. The 2 little pigs, they were standing there in a pile of sticks. They took off running. You know where they ran?
To the other house.
They ran to their other brother's house, the brother that had the brick house. And you know who followed them?
The big bad wolf.
The big bad wolf. And he got to the brick house and he knocked on the door. And he said, little pigs, let me in. And the 3 little pigs, they said, not by the hair of our chinny chin chin. Then the wolf, he said, if you don't open this door, I'm gonna hug, I'm gonna punch, and I'm gonna blow your house down. Well, the 3 little pigs, they did not open the door. So the big bad wolf, he hugged, and he punched, and he punched, and he hugged, and he hugged. But he could not blow that brick house down. It was too strong. So do you know where he went? He went to the hardware store. He had to buy a ladder. And he brought the ladder back and he climbed up on top of the house.
And he went down the chimney.
And he climbs down the chimney. And you know what the pigs did as he was climbing down the chimney?
Hot water.
No, they built a fire. And the big bad wolf climbed down the chimney and he burned his bottom and sat on the chimney. And nobody's ever seen him since. And the 3 little pigs, they forever lived happy in the big brick house. That's the end.